Hello, I don't often do this. I just wanted to do a board setup video because my setup has kind of changed a lot semi-recently, and this board is special. Not the board itself, but like the parts and stuff are stuff that I'll probably never get to. I mean, I'll get to keep the majority of it, but like, yeah, the board's just cool and it deserves to be mentioned. And I do want to talk about it because it's the first time I've skated a board like this, and I kind of want to talk about why it's the way it is and my thought processes. So yeah, if you're interested, here's a little, I guess, setup talk. Okay, so here we have an Opera 9.5. I have no idea what the deck's called. It's probably got a name. I don't remember the name. I just remember I was scrolling through the website and I was like, I need a new board. But I was at that stage where I'd skated the old Cosmos board for such a long time that I was like, not only had the price gone up on them, but I was also kind of like, I want something different. So, but I didn't want to buy anything until I saw the board and was like, I want that board. That's what I did with the Cosmos board, and that's why I stuck with it so long, because as I was buying boards, I wasn't like ever struck with that. I want that one instead. So this one really stood out to me. It was discounted. So what had happened basically is the board I was riding went up and this one came down. So this one was close enough to the same price as the last one. It was an extra fiver, that I thought I'd rather buy this and try something new than try something I've been riding for the last year almost and spend extra for the same thing. So it's a shaped board. I'm not sure what you can see on the camera, but it's a shaped board, and I've never rode a shaped board. I was actually kind of a shaped board hater for the longest time. I always thought it was stupid, and at this I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I had this problem where every time I went for the tail, I felt like the tail missed the ground, and I noticed that was a big issue with what was happening. So I thought, with a tail like this, I can't possibly miss the ground. Not only that, but like the shape here, this is why I hate shaped boards. Okay, you get these fish shaped boards and they're like this. Like, what does that do for anybody? But this, it's like an 8 here, like an 8 wide nose. So this is like a regular skateboard nose. It is not like, I mean, the way the board is and the size of it, it looks like short, but it's not. It really works really well for me. Not only that, it's kind of wide. It's like wider here and wider here. So if you're not catching enough board when you're trying to do flicks or something, you can just aim for where there's more board. It seems so like sensible in a way. I mean, for me, I'm 6 foot, so I thought I was 6'2", but apparently I'm 6'3.5". I'm a big dude and I'm heavy, okay, so I need big stuff. Like, it's just the way it is. I mean, you could say, well, no you don't, you could skate a 775 like Andrew Reynolds. I'm not pro, I'm just a guy. You know, I want to be comfortable on my board. So yeah, I'm skating here independent trucks, but I've got the independent bottom bushing, and the top bushing I've got is the Bones medium core bushings, I think they are. And the reason for that is because I did a little bit of a test. I've had these bushings for a while, but like I never really used them. So I did a test with my trucks. I just kept switching the bearings backwards and forth to find out what I liked the most. And I discovered what I liked was the stock indie bottom bushing, like the hard, fully kind of cylindrical one on the bottom for the stability, and the cone on top for the turning. So that means I can have tight trucks, but they still turn. And I like tight trucks because I feel like it makes my flip tricks work better, but I also love turning. So it's really hard finding that happy medium of, oh, well, I can turn, but I can't do my tricks. Or I could do my tricks, but I can't turn. So I think I've found a spot here, there's a spider running on my board, where I could get a bit of both. Not only that, but like the last trucks I had, I was complaining about the slappy trucks, where you would bolt them down as hard as you could and they would still be like this. They would turn way too much, and like I think that's just because I'm a big guy and I'm heavy. So this has a lot of resistance, but like because I'm a big and heavy, I need that resistance because I can work with that resistance to make tricks happen. If you're smaller, it might feel really hard to use my board, but I'm not smaller. I'm my size. Another reason why this is special is because I've got deck rails on. I would never use deck rails, but like I thought, screw it, this sort of board is dying for deck rails, and I saw these and I thought they look pretty good. I think they need screwing in a bit more actually, they're poking out a little, but yeah, I like the deck rails, they work well. It's just me, I'm not really good at ledges or things like that, so and also I have really bad anxiety with board slides at the moment. I don't know why. I haven't landed a board slide in such a long time. I can't get myself to commit. I put the time in a little while ago to try and get them better, and like, I don't know, my body just has decided to, I don't know, it's like, even though I put the time in, I've decided internally somewhere that that's not worth doing. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's more just that my body, even though I keep doing it, my body's getting more and more scared, which doesn't make any sense. I'm like approaching these things and I can't do them, but I thought this would make it easier anyways. So, you know, down the line, whatever kind of skating I want to do, if I can involve these, that would be sick. We've got a GoGo skateboarding sticker here, which is from Vanessa Dorps. Also the Phillies, shout out Phillies, the Phillies hardware. So I bought the board and was like, this would be perfect to use the Phillies hardware that Nessa Dorp sent me. And yeah, it's absolutely perfect. I have Bones 6 ball bearings because I'm heavy. Once again, I'm big and heavy. So 6 ball bearings, what they are is, instead of having 7 smaller bearings, you have 6 bearings, and they're a bit bigger. So they're supposed to be more impact resistant. I put a little bit of motor oil on them because they were a bit dry when I got them, and now they spin really nice. And the 56mm Spitfires, which are probably, I don't know, I can't measure them right now. My trucks are 9 inches, so there's a little bit of, you know, it's not completely stable. I couldn't primo on this board because the board is 9.5. But I was riding a 9 and I thought, what if I went wider? I have big feet and I'm quite top heavy, so I feel like having a more stable riding surface would just mean more confidence. And it does. I feel more confident. The board is really heavy. That's the only downside, but I'm trying to learn different flicks and different tricks, and like, I feel like a heavier board is kind of like weight resistance training it. So if I was to ever go down to a smaller board just to try tricks again, it would be easier. Yeah, I really like this board. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like it. I like how there's like 2 different worlds here. There's like classic skating, which is like you pop off this nose, and this nose just feels like an 8-inch board to me. This just feels like you're popping off an 8-inch tail, right? And then it's like, oh, it's really actually quite hard to pop off of this and actually hit the ground. Then you've got this other world where it's like, you cannot miss. You do not have to be precise here. So you can just work on what it feels like here, and then you could be like, can I do the same thing on this side? And then, because you've got like 2 different ways of doing things, it's like you've got like training wheels, and then you've got like, oh, this is what an actual board's like. It's kind of a interesting experience. Not only that, but it's like, if you're feeling unconfident about something, say you're skating this way and you're feeling unconfident about your next trick, it's like you have this option of, well, I could do a shove, right? And then I could just have my big tail, and then I could find the confidence there. I'm doing this is how I would picture a heel flip, right? So the thing is, my toe would have to be like this, and there's this weirdness because I can't stand out here. But with the tail, there's so much to stand on. I really like this board. I'm really enjoying this setup, and it's cool because it's special in the sense of, this board gave me that sense of, I love that and I need that in my life, like when I saw it. Not only that, but it was like, I could put this hardware on there, and then I put the deck rails on, and then I was like, I could put the GoGo skateboarding sticker on and it won't get messed up. I've got the Philly sticker, you know. It's probably the first and last time I'll ever be able to put Phillies stickers and Phillies hardware on, but I think that's really fucking cool. I think it's really cool that I'm skating Phillies hardware, and it just goes with the board so well. Oh yeah, I'm also still skating the SYS grip tape. So Save Your Shoes grip tape. Absolutely amazing grip tape. I can't believe it. You would think something like this would suck. There's got to be something wrong with it, but no, it's better than regular grit. I genuinely believe it's better than regular grit. I also genuinely believe I can't speak English. No, it's better than regular grip. I skated SYS grip for a while, and then as an experiment, I used a hairdryer and like ripped it off and then put some fresh mob grip on. And the old SYS grip was grippier than a fresh sheet of mob. I also have a sheet of Jessup. I was going to try that, but yeah, I got all I needed to know from doing that, from taking the, you know, you can say, well, Jessup's better. I don't care. This grip tape is better. Not only is it grippier than mob, but it doesn't destroy your shoes. Wow, SYS grip is fantastic. I love SYS grip and I love this board, and yeah, that's my board. You know, won't be doing any primos on it, but who does that, really? If I do a primo, I want to land on it and it just go like that. I don't want to, whoa, that was sick. How did you do that? By accident. No, I'd rather land on it and it do that thing where you just land the trick that you're trying to do. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do any flat in this video. I'm going to be skating this board anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's my board. Thanks for watching, and I guess it was cool to sit and talk about it for a while, because I know I'm going to trash this thing like everything else. Eventually it's just going to be. And I'm going to be sad, because I really like this board. Hopefully I can get another one, but it won't have the fillies. I mean, I could still use the hardware. I could reuse the hardware, so it will have the fillies. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying this setup. So thanks for watching, and go skate, I guess.